Why do we do what we do? Do we really know? Can we know? Can we truly understand what drives us? Why do we crave unhealthy foods to such an extent that we eat ourselves sick? Why do we enjoy the intoxicating effects of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, often to the point that we love those drugs more than life itself? And why are some people driven to grovel before those who hate them, to love those whom they fear, to kiss the hand that beats them? Why, indeed?
Hi folks, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. His name is Bully Bob. He hangs out in my garage most of the time. I never feed him anything, never talk to him. I just come out here every once in a while and beat the shit out of him.
Judging by his expression, he's not real happy, but he never complains, never says a word.
Frankly, I think he's a masochist.
And I've got something to say about masochists. The right wing is full of them. Submissive human tools who surrender their wills to the authoritarian conservative leaders. Right now I'm thinking mainly of those sad little closet queers in the Republican Party who support all the right-wing homophobia despite their own apparent homosexuality. You know who I'm talking about. Politicians like Larry Widestance Craig and Page Boy Mark Foley, or those reverend men of the cloth like George Reekers and Ted Haggart. And of course, those Republican water boys like Matt Drudge, John Schlafly, and Armstrong Williams. The list is long. In fact, the Republican Party is one great big walk-in closet. Recently, I read about a study done in 1996 at the University of Georgia. Researchers were investigating a link between homophobia and repressed sexuality. They took a group of 50 self-declared heterosexual men and had them answer a survey. Then, based on the answers of that survey, they divided these test subjects into two groups. They were categorized as either homophobic or non-homophobic. Then they wired these guys up and showed them some gay porn. And by an overwhelming margin, the guys who registered the largest increase in penis circumference, those most aroused by the gay pornography, were also the ones that held the most homophobic opinions. In other words, all the homophobes got boners from watching the gay men do their thing. Now, I'm not saying that this one study really proves anything, but I gotta say, I'm not surprised. I don't have any repressed sexual issues, but I do have some experience with fighting my own inner demons. Get out of here! For example, one of the worst demons I ever had to deal with was cigarettes. I started smoking when I was a teenager, and I smoked for about 10 years. I preferred Camel regulars, unfiltered cigarettes. I smoked about 2 packs a day. Buddy, I was hooked. And let me tell you, I loved cigarettes. I loved the smell of them. I loved the taste of them. Most of all, I think I loved that nicotine rush. That warm glow, that tingle in your face and fingertips. When I first started smoking, I'd smoke 2 or 3 cigarettes in a row just trying to maintain that buzz. I'd literally smoke myself sick. But you can't smoke as much as I did without suffering some serious ill effects. Eventually, I had to quit. But it was hard. I can't tell you how many times I tried to quit smoking. Sometimes I'd only make it for a few hours. Sometimes I'd make it a couple of days. But I'd always cave in. It seemed like I just didn't have the willpower to quit. Looking back, I realized that one of my problems was that I always tried to remove temptation from my life. Just, throw away the cigarettes. Don't go drinking with friends. Don't go out to the bars. The problem is, you can't avoid temptation indefinitely. Eventually, you're going to be in a situation where somebody else is smoking. And whenever I caught a whiff of somebody else's smoke, whenever I saw that look of satisfaction on their face whenever they lit up, it just set me to craving so bad. Ah! Anyone who's ever been hooked knows what I'm talking about. Watching other people light up awakens the demon. It makes you want to smoke. It puts you at odds with your own desires. And that's hard to deal with. That's why reformed smokers bitch more than anyone about secondhand smoke. It's not just that the smoke is annoying, but the smoke awakens their inner demon, and they'd rather not face it. And I'm willing to bet it's the same thing for the homophobes. They've been taught all their lives that homosexuality is vile, disgusting, an abomination in the eyes of God. And yet, deep in their hearts and deep in their loins, well, let's just say the thought of it roils the water in their bathtub. It's not just that they're disgusted with homosexuality. They're disgusted with themselves for wanting to do it. The sight of a homosexual man awakens their inner demon, and they don't know if they can fight it. Ah! So it's kind of sad for them, I guess. But it's sad for the rest of us too, because we all have to put up with their self-righteous bullshit when they foul the political discourse of the nation with their hatred and their bigotry. As if we didn't have enough real problems to deal with. It would be so nice if those spiteful, theocratic fag bashers would just accept the obvious. Come on, fellas.